you all know me. When I bring out an artist back out on stage, especially a woman, I want you all to show some love to this young lady named Nelly Couture.
Yeah.
Nelly, listen to me carefully. This is not no fake forward. This is genuine,
Facts.
Facts. Interest in what you just do here. You want me jumping and bowling in the back there. Nelly, you have something, baby girl. Do not stop. Do not stop. You're going to win. You have it locked. You have it locked. You get me? Y'all, fire fest from VIP to the Cabana to General. All you make some noise for Nelly. Nelly! Let's go!
The journey, the experience, the hub.
So, this building is not new grounds to me. This is where the hub started, Shine Street. Number 8 is 8, right?
78.
7 to 8 Shine Street. So, this building is the actual start of the hub. So, I was like, I need to dance a yard before I dance abroad. It's only right. And I also needed to find a female who is not a stranger to the camera. Her voice is not a stranger to our microphones. And I'm like, okay, let me get Whitney. Let me get Miss Husbands on the hub. So we are here. We are on the rooftop of Ray 96.7, I 95.5, 107.7. We are here with Whitney. Hi, Whitney.
Hi, Tameeka.
I think this is our first official conversation
ever.
ever.
And just, seeing each other wrong in
Hi,
spaces.
hello, yeah.
Always cordial and you're always warm and welcome. But if persons, and I don't know her that well, she's very forward and bold.
So is Whitney. So I think we are a reflection of each other.
She gives the energy where the energy is due, But thanks for having me.
Definitely.
I'm happy to see what you're doing. And it's nice as always. I love to see women achieve the things they want to. And as you said, here's your start and
it was only right to bring it home.
Oh, that's beautiful.
It was only right to bring it home. And then with the start of the carnival season, I was like, okay, if I'm doing DJs, therefore I'm also doing female announcers. And I'm doing female DJs. Because it's striking the balance in the industry that you have been in for how many years?
This would be almost 20, if I'm not mistaken, 21, Started at 17. Yeah.
I know rich.
But you're here.
I've not arrived.
No, nonetheless, you are here.
20
and that is all.
years? Thus far, what has made you the staple in female announcers, female presenters? What has made you different from other female presenters?
I just stayed true to myself and my personality and who I am, and I embraced that. I looked at great people like Alison Hennessy and Lisa Wickham.
Yes.
Those females, Tamara Williams.
Yes.
Avi Sandhill. Oh, Avi is just my poor reason thinking of her because of her style. I basically, many people who know about this industry a lot always tell me, you remind me of Avi because Avi was like the female mic woman who used to stand ground with the men, do and have argument for days. But she's all of them are intelligent women. But all of those things I observed growing up, and honestly, I wanted to be in the police service. But I was observing those things, but my voice was something that I used to be heckled for a lot growing up, especially in school. So I used to get called man voice. And
I used to get, they used to call me Macadai, man.
Wait, I don't know. I was getting money, I said, money, yeah. So the macaw got, everything started coming. But there was a teacher, Mr. Whiteman, in Providence when I was in school, and he saw something in me that, he's like, Whitney, you could get into radio and television, you have a voice for that. I'm like, what? Not really. And he told my parents about it when we had our PTA meetings. And that's where it started. And he used to put me on the stage to, if not hosting, I in some kind of competition to, get the confidence to be on stage. And that's where it started. And then my father listened to, well, both parents listened to my teacher. And I started at Edison Broadcasting School.
Yeah, I took one of his courses
Yeah, he's
already.
amazing.
You used to get, she's talked too much in class?
Yeah, all the time.
Yeah.
I always talkative, doing too much. But, I mean, sometimes I realize that there's some teachers who just don't understand when a child it's not just even being talkative, they're creatives. So you will see different creativities in different children. So with that, sometimes there are teachers who could just see, okay, this child is not, being disruptive on purpose.
Yeah.
But it's something that the child has, a spark for. And my teacher saw that, Mr. White, Mr. Whiteman.
I am Mr. Whiteman, wherever you are right now.
Sheldon
right?
Whiteman.
Maca voice 1 and 2.
Money, oh.
I used to be
Money,
so
oh. Big up Toya
mad.
to have another girlfriend. I say I'm the caramel cheesy chocolate. We basically look alike personality for days. And she used to get the same problem too in school.
I used to
She
get
has the husky
so
voice.
mad with that. And honestly, it's only like within the year of hearing callers saying like, oh my God,
Your voice is beautiful, right?
I love your laugh and I love your voice. I was like, okay, I could sit with this.
Yeah.
And I think that also built my confidence, if I'm being very honest.
We being open.
Yeah, we're being open.
Yeah,
because I think as not just as female presenters, but as women on the whole, many of us struggle with identity issues, confidence issues,
Our self-esteem.
personality
Yeah.
issues.
And the way in which people see you and embrace you. And if they do embrace you, is the next question myself. But it's more so you're being yourself.
Yeah.
And we already know now.
And it's hard to be, if we're being honest, it's hard to come into one when we are challenged by so many body types and hairstyles and skin tones and just trying to find yourself in such a confused realm.
It's still confusing.
It is very confusing.
It's still confusing.
Then, so now I'm at the point where I'm asking you, having 20 years under your belt, being in a male-dominated industry, how did you learn to strike that balance in knowing that I am Whitney, this is who I am, and this is who I'm going to remain true to and true with?
I would say, honestly, my parents, they are very instrumental in my life in a major way. And they were able to allow me to make the mistakes and have flaws and even have, the beauty that is Whitney be revealed also. And understand that, the flaws are still something. And when we say flaws, we are not perfect beings.
Yeah.
But your flaws are also a part of who you are.
And it's part of your growth.
Correct. And they were able to, and still to this day, assist me with it because there are times where, yes, I know I've grown in the way in which I have to interact with people and being in this industry and still believing in my mind I'm still not taken seriously the way I want to be taken seriously because
Really?
I overthink. I'm an overthinker. And being around so many men and then you're hearing all the rumors and, people having these things to say about you. And it's said that many times before, now that I'm able to be stronger and have turtle back.
Big back,
exactly. To not take on the noise because that was hard for me. And I hate to go back into that space because it was hard. Every day I'm going home, I'm crying, or when I come off air, I have to go in the bathroom and cry because I'm like, what have I done to people for them to have so much hatred that I don't understand? Because I'm not a part of that, meaning the hate, because my family is all about love.
Yeah.
They're always about respecting. I told you my parents are very instrumental with that. Respecting individuals, understanding to be humble, and the way in which you deal with people. Not saying to be disrespected, but how you treat people is very important, extremely important. Regardless of someone's position or where they are or status, it doesn't matter. It is all about how you treat an individual. That's very important to me. So when I am warm and being genuine with people, and I realize, but
they're not receptive.
What are you doing? What are you doing? You're pushy.
Yeah.
You're doing too much. And then when I, trying to find a balance, you say, you know what, let me pull back a little bit.
Yes.
And when I pull back, you're wet. Well, I can't say it because we have all persons who are doing.
Here was the amazing thing about what you just said, right? Other women who want to get into this, you all need to be aware that everything that you do and everything that you say is going to be scrutinized.
Yes, yes.
It's going to be broken up into pieces. And sometimes, as Whitney said, you're asking yourself, but that wasn't my intention.
Exactly.
That wasn't my
And they're just
intention.
waiting for the opportunity to pounce on you. Or if you slip up or something. Because remember, we are in the public eye. Even if you like to embrace it or not,
Yeah.
persons are always watching and
Yeah.
you don't know.
Yeah.
And that is something I also had to pay attention to my surroundings, how I operate, how I react, because we are still human beings, you know. And when I trip, I will trip. But then persons will watch, well, yes, her fault for sure.
Yeah.
Because she did something, not seeing that I
Yeah.
was being provoked over time, and then I broke. So it is a space where I really had to stand strong. And you know, I don't know if you ever heard persons say, but my parents always tell me that when you're going through emotions, especially where you have to cry, don't let people see you cry, because they always see it as a form
You're
of
weak.
weakness.
Yeah.
Right? So there are many times, and I'm a very open book. I try to be real as possible, but and like how we have in this conversation here. And I've told you many times, I just come home and break down, and I'm just like, what have I done to people to the point where it's so much hate? And all I do is what I love. And that hurts my heart so many times.
Thus far, I must say I have not experienced that, and
Yeah.
I'm hoping I
You don't need to.
because I'm a super emotional
Well,
person.
yeah.
Really, really emotional.
Well, I can't hide emotion.
I worse. I
Yeah.
feel like the mic will come on and you'll hear the
No, but many times I cried on here, and meaning not with situations like that. Like, you know, you hear a situation or we having a discussion with a caller and it just touching away or what going on in the country. All these things, and persons know, I say, oh, you know, I'm emotional. So you will hear, oh God, with me and your voice cracking. It's just, I keep it 100. It's not about, especially in these times, we see so much fakery in the bakery and don't know what reality is. And we still dealing with struggles, even though we're in the public eye. We have issues like everybody else. The difference is you all are seeing it in front of your eyes.
If we're
because
being
where I
honest
am.
right now, a morning I came to work and I sat in my van and Danny is knocking on the door and I'm like, Tina, this morning.
Yeah.
And I had to call Rhonda and I had to ask Rhonda to send my segment automated.
Oh, good.
Like
You couldn't
that
make mentally.
day just,
It
it wasn't happening for me.
Correct.
And I knew that I wanted to interact with the public,
But
I
not like
felt
that.
as though the public may have just said one thing. And that one thing would have been the thing
To push it to the edge.
that would have exposed me in a light that I know I would have not been able to come back from. So the question that is playing in my mind right now is, how do you detach?
You have to leave it at the door.
How do you
You have to.
detach
You have
from
to.
the masses?
You have to. Tameeka, you have to. I'm telling you, in this game, you have to. I had to work for my pregnancy because you know the job we're in. You don't work, you don't get paid.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So all this thing, we looking cute and this, that, and they think.
Yes.
But it's just something that most of the females, once we come out, we have to represent our brand. So you're thinking everything is perfect. No, there are times where, like I mentioned before, with my daughter, I was pregnant and I worked sick. I was sick for 9 months. I worked straight on radio with a bucket next to me, vomiting, getting back up, talking on air, vomit again, lie down, catch myself. And people don't know that because people don't care about that. They want the job done.
Yeah,
and
regardless.
once you, regardless how fantastic you are in this business, once you are off the radar for even 3 months, who is the next?
No, but Whitney, I went on vacation for 2 weeks. And on the 3rd week when I came back, someone told that Uncle Benny, call upstairs and tell upstairs, nah, get rid
Yeah,
of
and
get
but
rid of.
yeah.
I'm like, what?
But that is still good because you realize your listeners connected to you. So they realize, wait, time
She
going, she's not
missing.
here.
Yeah.
Right? But after time, all you need is persons to get familiar with anyone. And that is why I in my mind, I always say, regardless how fantastic you are, you could be replaced.
Immediately.
And don't get it twisted. You could be replaced. Not saying you have to do wrong things, like make sure you're in position or you can't take breaks. No, you could. You could do all those things, you know, but as a female, it's a little bit different. So when persons have the maternity leave for their 3 months, I had a month.
To come back.
And I came back and I told the previous job I was at, if I have nobody to say about my child,
I
she's
can't
going
come
to
to
what
work.
can come? She
She's
will be
coming.
here. I breastfeed with my child on a mic. And my co-workers confused. I say, "Oh, you never see breasts? And all this gallus?
No, but this raises...
This is natural.
No, but this raises now issue of workforce.
Well, it's not so much that I just know how this business is. Now, you raise it, yes, but the business is not like corporate. It's not like we have a 8 to 4, 9 to 5. And,
Yeah, but they're expecting us to show up, though.
but yeah, we're showing up. But how many things that persons are able to do that the business we in, we can't do? Vacation, we don't get paid.
That's you go in there. What about me when I need to use the washroom and I can't
Can't
turn
move.
my
But
mic
that's what I'm
off?
telling you. So all these things, you have to remember, this is a love, passion, or you're doing for the check.
The like or the likes. Or the likes.
I
Yeah.
have started, as I told you, at 17, and I have done work for a plate of food. But I didn't care. When
You have
Synergy
done work
for a plate of food, that's what I was paid for. They say, "Here, thank you. We appreciate your service." Yeah. That's why I say I get paid at that time for a plate of food, a snack box, because that's what, thank you so much, you know. But I did not care. You know why? I was learning. I was making mistakes.
You was
I didn't
growing.
I didn't care.
Yeah.
When
yeah.
Synergy first started on Gordon Street, I used to come there on Gordon Street. My father used to drop me. I used to travel there and just be in the office because I told him
Whole
I
day.
wanted to be an intern.
Whole day.
Yeah, they said, "We have nowhere to place you." I said, "Oh, you'll find somewhere to place me." And I was there and I stayed. I worked in the office. I used to go in the little room they had, which was the set, and clean. And then when people leave, I used to sit down in the audience chair, clean up the set. And then when persons leave, I'll go and sit down like I am the host. That's when Jason, Charlotte,
Right.
all of them had their
Yeah,
show in a little
yeah.
room. And it was Jason Williams who actually brought me to Synergy to try and see if I could get an opportunity there. And I used to pretend and talk and then when they leave, go behind, go by the camera, see how the camera works, how this works, the angle, how I should position myself. All these things I used to do when the door closed and everybody outside linemen. And my father would pick me up after midnight when everybody gone to make sure the studio's set for the next day.
So this is Whitney Husbands who have paid her dues.
Yeah,
Have
and
definitely
continue
paid
paying.
her dues.
And continue paying
So
because
now
we have
it's-
more to go.
Definitely, yeah.
Mhm.
And I
And
think,
more to learn.
and besides that, I think that a lot of our young girls are tapping out from blue collar jobs.
Yeah.
And understanding that the loud voice and the bright and bold personalities are things that we are missing in
Yeah.
society.
But also to be respected.
Correct.
You
And
can be loud and bold
but
and obnoxious
respected.
and arrogant.
And then I will also add to that is within being all of those things is knowing your time and your place.
Ooh.
Knowing your time and your place.
And your time will always come.
I've learned that late in life.
No, that is, yeah.
I've learned that really
Don't
late.
overthink it. And I always tell persons who enter this business, your time will be your time.
Regardless
God
of it.
is in control.
Yeah.
He knows why you are there at that time. Don't get twisted. And when that time is, which is your time, you see it for yourself.
Regardless of.
You see it for yourself. You have a whole radio program that persons have connected to, and you are helping people.
Yeah. And
Look, just the other day, I trying to help somebody, and they're on our station. I say, "Wait, Tameeka, didn't I come to you
Yeah,
and say,
you did.
Tameeka,
Yeah,
this night, have this
so,
person
so, and
going
X,
through
Y,
thing,
Z
thing,
case,
thing."
yeah.
And you immediately step in
Yeah.
and active. Your time is your time, girl. Your time is
So
your time. You just
now-
start and you did.
Now is us understanding the concept of passion and purpose.
Mhm.
And I always quote Benny when Benny says, we are not here by chance,
Yeah.
but we are here by purpose.
Yeah.
It took me a long time to dissect that little phrase. And within putting so much of thought into it, I realized that we are feeding into people's households, people's cars, people's offices, people's minds, and people's hearts. And you realize that this isn't something to take lightly.
You can't.
It is
You're
something
changing,
not to
and
take
that is why
lightly.
I think I'm so emotional with it, because I feel attached. So I don't understand when I get the hate, but where there's love is hate.
Where there's light,
And
there's darkness.
exactly.
yeah.
So I have to understand that I still have to stay true to who I am, regardless of, as they say, the darkness. I have to walk through the darkness because I need to have faith, and I need to find that light because the light is there. And it's the same thing with hate. I am not going to give you back hate anymore.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm
Even
not.
though it's be so...
I am not going to give you back hate anymore because that's what you want. Someone told me when you irritate a pig, or I should say when you go into a pig pen and want to fight with a pig, all you do is irritate the pig more. That's it. All you do is irritate the pig more. A pig is going to be a pig. So why conform to be a pig when you're not?
But 20 years. Do you think men receive the same treatment as the
No.
women do in the media industry?
No. Persons are more trusting to men when it comes to the things we do. They think that the man is more capable
Yeah.
of executing better than the female. The female may not have the edge, or I've gotten where a person say, you know, you have a little man in here, you know, and I'm like,
I get it
it's
all
not
the
a man in
time.
me.
Whitney,
It is.
I get that all the
Yeah,
time.
it is not so much a man being in me. It is not that. It's not that. It's not that. It's just that sometimes we have to show strength. And with strength, they always think it
It's
equates
manly.
to a man. But then I remember you mentioned time and place. You still need to know when to be soft, when to know when to speak, when to pull back. Because sometimes, I wouldn't say silence is something that we have to do. It's silence speaks without you making a loud statement.
In other words, silence is loud, silence is hold on.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I mean, when I got my pre-speech into this industry,
Yeah.
I got the people are looking at you.
Yes.
People-
At all times.
People are going to
Tameeka,
say things
everything-
that may make you feel
angry. Many times I want to respond, which in the past I have responded to people's lies and rumors about me, and I always have to answer back. This was when we on Facebook heavy before the change, right? I have to answer back, to prove my point, and it used to make it worse. And I had to realize, Whitney, just let it go. And Kevin Baker told me once, he said, Whitney, you know, because people used to challenge me on air and come for me, and I was like, I didn't, and at time he heard me like really break, and I lashed out at a listener, and he braced me. He said, don't ever let anybody
get
put
you to that point. Yeah.
on, because then they will say
Yeah.
you are the professional.
Yes. And
so
you should have known better.
Correct. And he said, when persons come at you with accusations that are not true, simply say, okay, and what else?
No, I just get that.
Yeah, and what else? And are you finished? Okay, no problem. And move right along. Because you going on till you're blue is what they want.
And it's entertaining for them. It's
because they're riling
really
you up.
entertaining for
So
them.
I still, as I told you, I still learn. Because I'm a human being. And I hear these things and I see these things. My friends already know, you hear anything negative about me, do not come and tell me, because you all know who I am.
Yeah.
So you don't need to come and,
Yeah.
Gail, see what this, I don't care. I don't want to know. If you come on my page and you're negative, all I have to do is block you and move you away. Because you don't know persons, you know, the truth about persons. You think you do, because what we allow you to know.
To see.
And what you interpret, and
I
what
give
you
you a
may interpret,
glimpse.
or what persons, because rumors move quickly as fast as possible, and people always believe it, versus what really
good
is
stuff.
the truth
The good
behind
stuff.
it. And I
Yeah.
have reached a ground zero, and on the grace of God, I telling you, and the hunger I had, they couldn't stop me. Because once you're down and out, the only way to move is up. You can't go lower. So if you can't go lower, what you should do? Stay low, feel defeated, or get up, dust yourself
Or
off.
give in to what people
They want.
They
Or
want.
move.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
move.
Yeah.
And fight through.
Yeah.
And you know your truth. You have to know your truth. Yes, times I'm tired and I'm frustrated and I just drain, but the love for what I do, it pushes me further, and I know
That's why I
there's more
said
I could
passion
do. Yeah.
and purpose.
And every
Purpose
time you
and
move
passion.
and you do what you have to do, you make space for the next person. I don't look back and say, let me see who coming, because it had to be close. Somebody coming to take my spot. Nobody can take your spot.
No, if we
Nobody.
be in a little with
Yeah.
it. Women creating spaces for other women
Yeah.
in Trinidad and Tobago's media field. How flexible do you think women who have already carved their space, made their names, how flexible do you think, or how accommodating, I think that
Yeah.
you want to have a better word, how accommodating do you think they are for upcoming female presenters and DJs and announcers and hosts?
Well, I could say...
Remember, this is 20 years you talking
No, yeah,
from,
but I will say with me, Lisa Wickham was with open arms. She stepped down from her show E-Zone that she built and used Jason Williams and then placed me in it.
Right.
So that was an opportunity opening there for me from her, and as a female in the business.
Who has been here for
and still doing what she has, pick up Lisa, still doing what she has to do.
Hi, Lisa.
Right? And if I need advice, I could call her. And she's like, Whitney, do X, do Y. There's a lady named Jackie who is one of the #1 directors in TNT. And she has assisted me in opportunities, doors opening for me for shows that I'm like, I said, Jackie, you sure I could do this? And she's like, yeah. Do you?
Correct.
Be you.
Because that has taken you this far.
So there are women there. I try my best on my side now where opportunities are given to me, where I could see fit to say, let me pass this on.
Each one,
to my girlfriend here who I know. So at least she could, you know, get an opportunity in a space that I have been in before, but she could get her feet wet and make connects. And sometimes, you know, you can't be everywhere
at the same
time, right? So you can't be thinking, if I give this job to her, she will sure get it and they won't call me next year. They will want who they want when they want you.
Regardless.
Yeah, it will never. And I always say this, I mean, many times I speak to people and young people, when you go in the grocery and you go in the aisle with bread, is it the same brand of bread?
Nope. But you will pick what you want to pick.
But bread is there.
You will pick whatever you want to pick.
There is space for all of us. The only thing is, we have as females to understand, we need to make sure that how the men operate. You see how the men operate?
You don't have to tell
You see how they band together? You see the support how real it is?
Oh,
you
my
see?
brother.
I see a pass through your thing. I had a little job to do and make sure I'll be there. I'll run up on stage, male artists who have friends who in this business as hosts. Once they call them, they're showing up.
Yeah.
Without a question. With us, we have to call, we have to beg. Well, you know, they're quick to say, when they see female, you're talking to artists, she sure do something odd. I get that. I get the most. I get the most from, you sleep with this artist, she like people husband, she like girl. It's the works. This is me.
How?
This is me?
Yeah, but how?
I said, this is me? I had to look at my girl and say, honey, when I sleep and you did touch on you out there. You out there and I don't know.
But how?
But how? So, and it's like, when you're looking for that support,
it don't happen. It doesn't happen.
It hurts because, you know, now especially entering the realm of doing events and targeting or focusing a lot on females, I getting the support, but not the support that I feel I should have. And I have to tell myself, Whitney, everything
it's going to grow
in time.
Yeah.
You have to wait.
It's going to grow.
You have to water it. You have to go through the process. You have to take the little blows, the little bruises to get where you need to get, you know.
No, but I'm about to say this, and I don't think it's going to be received by many in a good way, but women are woman's greatest demise.
Yeah. I think every female could
women
agree
are
to
woman's greatest demise, not just in this industry, but I think generally. But I also think that we are in a sphere where we are seeing the importance of female networking,
it's important.
female togetherness.
It's important.
Female
Why can't call
mental
you and say,
checking in.
Yeah, I'm like, Tameeka, hear this now. They have this forum that they need a host, and I think you'll be fitting for it. You're up to it, you could do it, you could. So these are all I need opportunities were given to me.
Yeah.
So where I see fit,
pass on the baton to somebody else. But I don't ever think, and I think it's Tamara told me this one time. I said, Tamara, when we made the switch on Red and they left me to Mike for myself, I'm like, Tamara, I'm going home. Thanks, the opportunity
they have to
was
train.
great.
No, they have to train.
There was no way you would have taken me off of the morning program with other
by
people
yourself.
and to put me for myself. And Tamara's like, I have been doing this for years, and I'll be honest with you. There are times when I have to go and do an event, and I still get nervous.
Butterflies, hands,
before
sweaty.
I reach
feel
on
like
the
you're ready
stage.
to vomit.
And I'm watching Tamara like, what?
Yes.
You?
Yep. Still get it.
Full of grace?
Still get it.
How?
Every time. It could be 2 people in front of me, audience.
You still struggle with that?
Girl, I used to have to run in the bathroom. Because my bowels doing backflips.
No.
And relieve myself and gather myself and be like, talk to myself. Okay, you have this, gather yourself, take anything, you know what you have to do. Boom, 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 boom. Let's go.
No, well, I'm feeling so bad.
That means you have the passion for it.
My hands just start to sweat and I start to
that's normal, but when you
myself
start,
what to say.
When you start, what happens?
It just flows. it just flows. And then when I'm finished, I'm like, Tameeka, that wasn't
You're
you.
overthinking.
That wasn't you.
It was you.
What is your biggest lesson you have learned so far as being in this industry for so long? And I am stressing on your time frame because it's remarkable.
Don't lose the passion. The money will always come. If you put the money first,
You won't have the passion.
and I think
for
that
it.
is what is making me respected. And that's why people see it as, you're so great at what you do. Respect is big for me, girl.
Yeah.
So with that, I am hungry all the time. Yesterday are days I'll be like, oh God, I'm tired. I have to motivate,
You're
self-motivate
human.
myself.
You're human.
But when I start, it's like, I'll be sick and I'm forcing myself to go to work because I know I have a purpose and the passion I have for, when I hear people say with me, you know, you assist me to move, to get up, there's hope. And that's not me,
Yeah.
that's God. I don't care what nobody say.
We just a
God
vessel.
is number one in everything I do. If something happens to me, God forbid, that's bad, and God, I will never blame him. As I mentioned before, when I had reached ground zero, not once I blame him. You know what I turn and say? I say, God, you're trying to get me out of something and I wasn't listening. Something that you needed me out of and I wasn't listening.
What they say, blocked is a blessing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a bigger door, and it was a bigger door.
Yeah.
My daughter is the person, I'm telling you, who made everything fall in place. God, I didn't plan it. You know, when we plan, God laugh. I didn't plan it, and when she came,
everything lined up.
And I just continue to love what I do. I continue to love, the money will come. I know it, the money will come. For anybody who wants to do this, the money will come. But I can't be you.
And you
can't be me.
Yeah.
I can't be whoever is watching.
Yeah. And your speed will never be my speed, and my speed will never be
I don't know
your
what
speed.
greatness God has for you, Tameeka, that is set.
Yeah.
This is what, a year and a half, 2 years, you're on air by yourself, which
By
you're frightened to
myself.
do.
What?
And running down the place, doing what you have to do. And persons and your
the
program.
The want to train me
that is good. That is a great teacher.
For 2 days.
Yeah, that is a great teacher. And look at that. But
then he trained me for 2 days and left me.
It doesn't matter.
And I think that's a lesson for...
Because it was meant to be.
And I think that's a lesson for young girls. And it's not even just young girls. For women who are restarting. Because this is something we don't talk about. It's okay to start over. It's okay to let go. It's okay to rebrand.
Because when you do, the only place to go is up.
It is up. What is the one thing you will always want to be remembered for as a female host, presenter in Trinidad and Tobago media industry?
That the work I am capable of doing in any space, from the downtown grassroots to the corporate space, and I am still Whitney Husbands. It has not changed. It will not be a different voice or, you know, this person who switches into somebody else because of the space that you're in. Whitney is Whitney Husbands.
Regardless
of space.
Yeah.
And again, as I told you, being respected is big for me.
Yes.
And let my work speak for itself.
Yeah. I am, that one, I am
the
heavy
work
on.
has to speak for itself. There's no space that you'll enter where you call my name that either with not on time or she's not capable of doing her job properly, she's sloppy. I don't want that.
Because your name is your brand and your brand is your name.
And then I have other females coming. So if I mess up, you see why I don't hire females? So when the next female who comes in
is a valid
has
point.
the space and or is able to do what they're supposed to do.
You created a hiccup for that other person. I mean, female to female, presenter to presenter, mother to mother. All these spheres that makes us individuals and humans and women. Job well done.
Thank you.
Job well done. Learning to strike the balance, showing up, regardless of what you have to deal with in your personal life, your business life. It's showing up, and the people love you, the people love it. And as you say, from here, it's only up. It's only up. Last thing you want to tell to the people before we leave?
Emotions. emotions. What I will say is, Tameeka, and to your lovely audience, which you are building, and you start.
Yeah,
That's all we have to
That's
do.
the most important
You
thing.
start.
Yes.
You're creating your space. Tameeka is the brand that is growing. You're watering your seed that is now going into the plant stage.
Yep.
And it continues because your foundation is now there. So, your trunk and the roots and everything, you're putting the work in.
It's happening. It's happening.
And God is making sure that the way is ready for you because you're ready.
I wouldn't say that, but
No, you
we
see,
get in there.
pull it back. You are ready. You are set. No, you are ready. Because let me tell you this. If you were not ready, you would not have your own show by yourself that you're doing. You start your own show. So how you're not ready? It starts. So when you start, the paving is happening. The process is happening.
We're taking that.
Yeah, it is happening. You're sitting on home right now on your couch and we talking with someone.
No.
Or we doing this for your show.
We creating.
And it's happening. So I will say to persons out there, if you really have a passion for something and every time you think about it, your palms get sweaty, you can't stop thinking about it. When you lie down, your eyes closed, you're only constantly thinking about it. It cannot get out of your mind. It's for you to do.
Yep.
You may think that, oh God, boy, how am I going to do this? Where I get any money? Where this? And then people tell me, girl, have all these people doing that. How you going to find you? We have so many tools that you could be seen and heard. And you just don't know who's watching. And it's not just for the field that I'm in. In any field that you choose to get into, all you have to do is start. And it's okay to fail. It's okay. Because at times, I get fired from jobs, when I say so, on air, where I was working overnight from 12 to 6 a.m. and falling asleep because I'm tired and talking like a frog and not knowing how to control my voice and all these things because my niche was TV. And I was able to enter into radio and I had to learn. But I didn't. I said, okay. I realized I need to change certain things, take this a little more seriously, watch my tone, all these things, and I got better. But you cannot stop. You have to sometimes get bruised, as I mentioned before, and fall down and know what failure feels like to produce fire. Failure produces fire.
I like that. Failure produces fire.
Yes, failure produces fire and hunger. But if that is not pushing you to that, that means you have to find a way to get that support because not all of us have that self-motivation.
Yeah, people need people.
And the people around you are very important because those are the people who are going to be watering you. And the wrong water could prevent you from growing.
Yeah. I think that's
so
a
watch
wonderful...
the people you have around you.
That is a wonderful note for us to end on. Failure produces fire.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's a life lesson for many of us to take. You all know where you all find Whitney on a Monday and a Thursday, the Bigger Red 96.7, the morning show, right? You all know where you all find me, same building, I-95.5. As always, I leave you the hub. As always, I leave you guys with lots of love, lots of lights. Whitney Husbands, Tameeka Castillo, the hub. This was really good.
Well done.
No, seriously, and that's why I always encourage people to talk because people think it's just a walk.